Psychologically, that's one of the valuable points of using a bond ladder in retirement, that when you just have an asset allocation portfolio between stocks and bonds, it's really difficult for clients to not panic, to stay the course if there's market volatility. But if you know that bonds are going to cover the next 10 years and the stock market has a big downturn, psychologically it's a lot easier for someone to say, okay, I know I don't have to spend that money for 10 years in the worst case scenario, so I'm not going to panic. I'm going to leave that money alone and not potentially sell it at the worst possible time.
Because I know that even 9 years from today, I've got this check coming that'll pay for everything. So how does, when we talk about bonds in a traditional academic setting, we kind of talk about maturity, and we talked about that, but duration comes into play. So how does duration play into spending goals and bond duration and ladders?
So duration, well, it's just simply how much the price of a bond is impacted by a percentage change in interest rates. And if you're not talking, so that's relevant because that definition gets more complex if there's options on the bonds, call options and so forth. But if it's a simple, straightforward bond, duration's really just the value-weighted maturity of the bond. Like, if it's a coupon bond, each year you're receiving coupon payments and then you receive the face value. So what's the average amount of time until those payments are received?
And so when I look at the bond ladder, I need to make sure that my bonds are going to have that cash delivered for spending. And so I want to match kind of duration and maturity to those goals.
Right, and that's a lot easier with a bond ladder than with a bond portfolio or a bond fund. Because a bond fund will have a duration, but you're not really using the specific cash flows. With a bond ladder, if I want to, say, spend $50,000 5 years from today, well, I'll have a combination of coupon payments from longer dated bonds coming in 5 years, plus some bond that's maturing in 5 years. So the cash flows I receive can, if I have $50,000 of cash flows coming in from the bonds in 5 years, that is duration matched to my 5-year spending goal at that point. And so each year of that ladder, you basically have cash flows coming in that are duration matched. So it makes the concept of duration much easier and more straightforward. It's just at each point in time, you have the cash flows coming in to meet the desired expenses, and they're matched to each other.